Good afternoon, welcome to slightly breezy New Lodge this afternoon. The sun is out. There's a few scattered clouds, some quite big clouds. Rain was due to strike here at around 3 o'clock, but I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe a little bit later. We had a couple of showers earlier this morning. You're joining us live for the Cordell Memorial Cup, the Essex Senior League Cup, between Billericay Town and Athletic Newham. Both these teams have qualified from the initial group and now look forward to this afternoon's knockout stage, which I believe, according to Ben, is if it's a draw at full time, it will be extra time and penalties. Is that right, Ben?
Yes, it is.
And I'm joined also this afternoon by Lee, who was here last week to watch the defeat snatched out of the draws of victory by Billericay Town under 23s when they played Stansted, throwing that 2-goal lead away. But Lee, it didn't really matter as we were going to progress anyway.
Well, I mean, I think you always want to win your games, don't you? And once you're 2-0 up, to concede 3 goals and lose is disappointing on the day. But as you say, in terms of where it leaves them, they're still in the next round. And today it's going to be decisive, though, Chris.
Kevin Watson, first team managers here this afternoon, looking on. Of course, George Wind can't play because he was ineligible for this competition. He was signed too late. But Henry Lacombo, who's really stood out, has just signed a contract for Billericay Town this week. Takes him into the first team. How do you see that progressing?
Yeah, I think it's very positive that yet another youngster has managed to progress into the first team. I met Henry in the week to do one of my famous interviews, so there will be an article on the Billericay Town website quite soon. And just talking to Henry, you could hear how enthusiastic he was, how he's worked very hard to get that contract, and he's thrilled to be here and he's determined to get better. So I think it's a very good signing.
We'll go back to George Wind. As I said, he's not available this afternoon, but you also did an interview with him a couple of weeks ago. How did he come across him?
Yeah, I think George is a good player. He's at an academy at his sixth form, so he trains every day, so he's very fit. He's made a lot of progress since he left Colchester. He didn't get a scholarship there, so he moved on at 16 and he went to Bowers and progressed up through and was playing, at the latter stages of 16 he was playing first team football for Bowers, and I think that shows he was a confident lad, in terms of being able to step up and play first team football, and whilst it has come earlier than he expected, I think he's relishing it and looking forward to being in the team next season.
Both teams still in the dressing rooms at the moment. They've just finished their pre-match kickabout really, and both put through sort of fairly rigorous training. We saw Ash taking the Billericay side as he always does with his under 23s, and it was quite a long training session out there, to be honest, but they look pretty fit, as do the opposition, and they look quite a tall physical side, perhaps, this opposition, Lee, from what we've seen.
Yeah, I think you've got to remember that whilst it's the under 23s playing, they are playing a men's team, so you will get all different attributes there. It's not a reserve team game, and that's the purpose of the games, to have them step up into playing men's football and get used to what that's like, and give them an indication of a sort of halfway house before getting into the first team if they make it that far. I think Stansted as well last week, you could see that was clearly a men's team as well, and it'd be interesting to see once they get onto the pitch how they all match up, but certainly I think our team have got enough skill to give them a good game, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it progresses.
Now, Athletic Newham, you can help me out here, Lee, because you've been doing your homework. They've been formed for about 6 years now, haven't they? What were they called before?
They're called Lopez Tavares, and they're named after the chairman, Ulysses Lopez Tavares, who originally set up a Portuguese community team in Newham, but that certainly branched out to take in the whole community now, which was something they put on their statement when they changed their name. So Athletic Newham, they've made some very good progress, went into the Essex Alliance, and then they've moved on to the Thurlow Nuns, Step 6, and based on their last 2 seasons points per game, they're going to be one of 3 teams that may well get promoted to Step 5 as part of the National League restructure. So moving upwards in the right direction.
Well, I'll give you the team news, starting with the visitors. In goal, number 1 is Wilkinson Boateng. Number 2 is Carlos. How do you pronounce this? Idejai, yeah. Number 3 is Lewis Itiobi. Number 4 is Christopher Ndoli. Number 7 is Jeff Idemurdia. Number 8 is Alvaro Guerrero. Number 10 is Joel Apaya. Number 14, Akin Ola. Number 15 is Anderson Bardi. Number 17 is Richard Cohn. Number 18 is Mauricio Rui Carlos. He substitutes. Number 6, Blessing Adoma. Number 9, Tony Cook. Number 12, Jay Jimali. And number 16, James Purdon. For Billericay Town, a few changes to the team that lost at home last week to Stansted. Number 1 is Louis Shamshum. Number 3 is Marlon Stratford. Number 4, Henry Lacombo. Number 5, Rio Crowhurst. Number 7 is for skipper today, Gabriel Impanga Mbambo. Number 11 is 9, Majuria. Number 12, James Drake. Number 14, Jack McIver Hauser. Number 15, John Cesare. Number 17, Marco Protic. And number 18 is Efoko Bassa. Substitutes, Louis Dunwell back in the squad. He's number 6. Jack McIver Hauser is number 8. And Max Nandy is number 9. Just for 3 substitutes this afternoon.
Yeah, I think Jack McIver Hauser's going to be doing some busy work, both starting and on the bench. So I think that may be a mistake, but he's definitely in the starting 11, I think.
Oh yeah, actually, I'm just looking at the team sheet now. I realised what you said. Yeah, it's, somehow he's on the bench and he's in the team bench. So, don't know. It might be. I have to say Balasani. Yeah. Now we're lining up on the centre circle again. I think it's. We did this last week, and I think it is for Len Cordell, if I'm not mistaken. The applause, the minutes applause. I'll just take you to the assistants. The referee's Brian Taylor. The assistants is Andy Wheaton, and the other assistant is Grant Conway. I must say the Wilkinson Boateng's goalkeeper's kit. Yeah, the goalkeeper kit is bright orange, dark green shorts and bright orange socks. It certainly stands out, that one. Athletic Newham will be playing in red and white striped shirts, red shorts, red socks. Billericay, of course, in their home kit, blue shirts, black shorts and blue stockings.
Yeah, more than a nod there with the Newham kit to Atletico Madrid, of course. The traditional stripes, and quite striking they look too.
Nice badge as well. I've seen that somewhere before. Something similar, anyway. Nicky Hayes, pitch side, taking a few photographs this afternoon. And the Billericay Town barbecue area seems to be fairly well supported again over there. I can't actually see the action from there. It's a bit deceiving because there's a fence in the way. But just over 2 weeks' time, fans will be allowed back into football matches.
Yeah, I think was it the 17th of May?
17th, yeah.
Yeah. So the club, I would expect there'll be a friendly for everybody to come and see once people are permitted to come back into the stadiums.
This is a Monday, I believe, yeah. Referee just calling the captain to the centre of him in. Goes off to do a strange sort of run to the side of the pitch.
And the Athletic Newham huddle closes with a roar, showing everybody they're ready for action.
You'll have to bear with us, I'm afraid, with some of the pronunciations today. We've got it wrong, we apologise. We only got the team sheets literally just before we came up here. They were very late coming through this afternoon, so we've not had time to practice. We may just go with numbers. We'll wait and see. But Protic will kick off for Billericay Town, and we're attacking with goal at the Bluntsville end of the ground. And the combo who's signed that first team contract puts it out to this right hand side where James Drake turns it into Majure, who flicks it forward looking for a runner to Cesare, but it will roll straight the way through to Wilkinson Boateng in the Athletic Newham goal. Idajai gets the ball away on that far side. Here's Mbambo. Goes down to the byline, gets a ball across. Shot will come in, it's a decent effort as well from Bassa. A couple of feet over the crossbar. Atletico looking fairly fragile at the back in these early stages. Pump the ball forward. The combo wins that one, turns it back. It's cleared downfield but picked up by the number 15 Bardi. He's fouled according to the referee. Rui Carlos on this left hand side. Turns Cesare, plays it in field and then given away by Akinola. And here's Majure. Plays it out to that wide left hand side, but it's picked up by Gabriel Pangamambo, who lobs the ball forwards towards Marlon Stratford. Does he keep it in play? The referee looks at his assistant, who raises his flag. So it'll be a throw in. Toby with the throw. Ricky pick it up again. He's Stratford. Forward to Mbanga. Mbambo. Majuri just stumbling there as he turned in two different directions, and then the ball given away. It should roll out for a goal kick to Athletic Newham. It's 15 degrees here this afternoon in the commentary area. A bit warmer than it was last week. Well, we've all brought our jackets just in case. As Wilkinson clears downfield, it's headed on by Bassa. Here's Rui Carlos. Lovely little flick there by Kone, and he gets the return, does he know, this recovery by Rio Crowhurst. Puts the ball into touch and it will be Giobi. Takes a throw, finds Paya. It's down towards the penalty area, gets inside the penalty area, but Lacombo's there covering and clears it upfield. Ball's gone out of play, it will be a throw in, even though the number 3, Toby, thought he'd kept it in. Giobi again. Infield to Guerrero. This is Idajai. That's a lovely ball as well, swept out to the number 18, Rui Carlos, who puts the ball into the box. Slight hesitation there by Shamshun, and the ball has actually gone out for a goal kick, which he takes fairly quickly, but a bit of hesitation there by the Billericay Town keeper. Had there been an Atletico head on that, it may well have looped over it. Gets the ball away again. Bambo. Here's Protic. Just lets it go for Majura. Majura into the penalty area. He's got Cesare in the middle. Tries to skill himself out of trouble. Doesn't get away with it. And then the ball picked up, and here's Drake down to the edge of the area, lays it wide. Missouri in the penalty area. Lays it back with Cesare foul there, he was, and it's going to be a free kick to Billericay Town in a fairly dangerous position.
Yeah, at the moment, Chris, Athletic are having great trouble in coming out of their own half with the ball. It's being picked off in midfield by Billericay, and they continue attacking. So Atletico just need to try and get some passing together and avoid the press, but which is pretty difficult at the moment. So Billericay a bit relentless in these opening minutes.
Yeah, they're stretching Atletico really well, aren't they? Because you notice some of the players sort of out of breath already. The visiting team. Kyver Hauser will float this one in right-footed. He's looking for Protic. Back post coming in. It was Lacombo. It's headed away. Probably going to go out of play. It does.
Hauser's on the bench.
Yeah, it's Balassani. I thought so. I thought it was. Balassani gives the ball away. It's confirmation that number 14 is Balassani, not Kyver Hauser, as it says on the team sheet. So.
Good turn of pace there from Bardi, bringing it out from the Newham half. Yeah, he was fouled on the way, but that's the right thing. I mean, he accelerated past his opponent and managed to get some breathing space for Newham, who can now regroup and put the ball in the Billericay half.
Helped back to his feet by Alvaro Aguero. Free kick taken short. Akinola plays it out to his left-hand side. Is Itiobi striding forward. Billericay with numbers back. And now the ball comes to Balassani. There's a lot to do. Plays it into that space, looking for the run of Protic. Flag had gone up on the far side. I think Protic realised that, gave up his run.
Protic was frustrated because he made the run early, called for the ball, and Balassani didn't see him till late. The ball went after he wanted it to, and he was flagged offside.
Chiobi pumps one left-footed upfield. That should be one for Shamsham. He comes racing out of his goal. Wasn't waiting for that to come to him. Clears it into touch. More confident from the Billericay Town goalkeeper there. Judged it really well.
At the moment, Newham are using Kone as the fulcrum of their attack, and they're trying to get Anderson, Bardi and Rui Carlos alongside to support him with Appiah just a little bit behind him, playing slightly deeper, the other striker.
Billericay on the counter. Cesare lays it off to Protic, who is through here and he tries an early shot. It's comfortably saved by Boateng.
Yeah, that was a good opening, and the shot lacked power straight at the goalkeeper, but a warning there for Newham that Billericay can break quite quickly.
Wilkinson gets height and distance on that clearance, and it's picked up by Mbambo down on that far side. It's put out of play by Mudia.
Jeff Idamudia, the former Hackney Wick player, now come across to Newham with the manager, Chris Davis.
Stratford just plonks it forward. Balassani finds Majuria, and Majuria falls to the ground. Theatrically, the ball cleared upfield. Crowhurst gets a touch on it. Lacombo will try and use his pace and does extremely well in a dangerous situation there. We haven't cleared it yet, but Bassa now will play a ball downfield. That's a glorious ball towards Mbambo. Well defended there by the number 7.
Yeah, a couple of good passes there from each side. Appiah, first of all, went early with the long pass looking for Richard Kone and put Billericay in trouble. Billericay managed to get the ball back and then sent it back down the other end, and troubled Newham too. So they've got a throw in now.
The pace in the Billericay midfield may cause Newham 1 or 2 problems from what we've seen in the early stages here. Here's Banisani, takes it down to the edge of the area, loses his footing and the ball. It's played back to Boateng in the goal. He finds Ethiopi. Ethiopi striding forward, gets the ball back, and then plays rather a loose ball to Guerrero. Drake intercepts for Billericay Town. Here's Cesare, who tries to go past Ethiopi. And Ethiopi defended very well there, watched the ball all the time, puts the ball out into touch. Here's Jamie Drake to Mazura. That looked like a handball by the number 10. He's got away with that one. Referee was blocked by Bassa. Ethiopi will take the throw for Athletic Newham. Guerrero finds number 10 of Apaya. Apaya has past Bassa. Mazura's in there to win the ball back, but temporarily, and Ethiopi will play it all the way back to Boateng in the goal for Athletic Newham. It's a good turn there by Coney. And, a little bit scrappy in midfield. Billericay will come away with the ball and Bassa will find Cesare. He'll try and test the pace of Ethiopi again down the side. Ethiopi again watches the ball very well, slides in, wins the ball and plays a good ball forward to the number 17 Coney. And Coney will try to take on the combo. These two both blessed with pace. And that will be the first corner of the game for James Drake. Billericay actually got their only corner of the game in the added on time last weekend.
Corners for Billericay have proved to be a rare commodity in these games, Chris. Let's see what they do with it.
Yeah, they had trouble defending them last week. Takes the corner, it's a poor one to the near post. Jake will, he's the first man there and he'll blast it back out into touch. Guerrero will look for a replacement ball. And then leaves the throw for Rui Carlos. As a replacement football's brought onto the pitch. Don't forget you can tweet us in at BTFC Live Radio this afternoon. We're still on social media. Drake called into action again. That's another throw, which Rui Carlos will take. Atletico pick it up. That's a good play by Coney again. He's got a lovely turn of pace. He's just outdone himself there with his tricky footwork. He did all the initial stuff correctly. Now Marlon Stratford pumps it forward looking for Mbambo. He's trying to use his strength to keep that ball in play, but it's gone out for a goal kick to Atletico Newham. We've played 14 minutes of this game so far and we've got an injury now. I think it might be Ida Giant.
I think is Ida Mudia who's gone down. I think Mbambo sort of knocked him as he was chasing the ball, and although Mbambo had a good turn of speed there, Jeffrey Demudia just had enough to get to the ball first. I think he may have took a blow in the ribs.
Yeah, there's nothing untoward there from Gabby. It was just a couple of little soldier charges. physio's come on to.
It's been quite a cagey opening, Chris. I mean, I think we've had one shot on goal from Billericay, but apart from that, I think both teams have been working themselves into the game, so quite uneventful in the first opening period.
Still retrieving treatment down there, so there's a chance for a few players to adjust shin pads and laces and goodness knows what else. I gave FC Clacton a through. They won their game last night. And I'll repeat what we said earlier on, but if this is a draw on 90 minutes, it goes to extra time. And then if it's still a draw, it'll be penalties after that. So back to the old format.
Newham have scored 9 goals in their 3 group games, so they know where the goal is. Certainly hit the jackpot with 6 against Great Wakering in their final game to ensure their qualification for this match. Joel Appiah with 3 is their danger man, I think. Experienced centre forward.
Until Lee's been doing his homework this week.
Again, another former Hackney Wick player. He's come across with Chris Davis.
Just take this opportunity as well to wish Gary Bott well. Not too good at the moment, so if you're listening to this, Gary, get well soon, matey. Goal kick's taken eventually by Boating, who gets the game underway again. Alessani picks the ball up, lays it out to Crowhurst. Trying their luck down that left-hand side again, but Sani turns it into Majuri. He's playing a little bit deeper this afternoon, I've noticed there, Nia Majuri.
And he's moved over to the opposite side of the pitch. Of course, against Stansted, he was predominantly over on the right side. Yeah. He's moved over to the left here, clearly. And you're right, he has dropped a little bit deeper. I think he's trying to pick the ball up in midfield from when Newham bring it forward and hopefully intercept a pass and try and get things going that way.
Billericay closing down really well. This afternoon, 2 players challenging for the ball there. Stratford coming off slightly worse for wear, but he's got to his feet again. Maybe slightly winded. James Drake hands it back to Henry Lacombe. Lacombe looking so confident, sweeps that ball out to that left-hand side. Stratford advances into the athletic half, and actually Balassani's challenge. Majuri wins it back. Finds Lacombe. Lacombe back to Majura. Balassani again loses possession, and there's a chance for Athletic on the counter, but a poor ball by a Pite. Goes straight the way through to Shamshu.
If you look at the 2 teams, Billericay are operating with a much higher block where they're seeking to engage Newham when they bring the ball out much nearer to the Newham goal, whereas Billericay, they tend to have the freedom of their own half to bring the ball out. They're not being pressed, and it's only really once you start to get past the centre circle that Newham are going in for the tackles.
Bunting, some brave goalkeeping there. Another good clearance, but Billericay will pick it up again with Cesare. And it all breaks down again in that final third. Another goal kick. Not quite finding that final pass, are they, Billericay, at this moment?
I think there's some good movement from Protic there. He's giving people solutions. He's probably a little bit frustrated that the ball's not coming to him straight away and it's not coming accurately. But I think he's a very good player in terms of linking play, and I think he gives the midfielders somebody to aim at, and he gives the defences a problem as well because his movement is excellent.
Dejai turns it into Guerrero. Sprays the ball out to that right hand side. Lovely ball. It's turned in, and Crowhurst is there. Stratford loses out under pressure. I think the number 7 took a knock there from Stratford from the trailing foot. Totally accidental, but he's gone down. Now is he holding his face? Because the referee should actually, and does, blow his whistle, because it was a nasty clash between the two players. I think Stratford's injured as well, but that looks a nasty one. I think
it's Jeffrey Demudia again. He's pretty unlucky. He's been in the wars in the last 5 minutes, getting caught by Mbambo and now Stratford. I think this one looks more concerning though, because he hasn't moved.
Nor has the physio. He's only just coming onto the pitch now. I mean, it's a bit slow coming on there, and he's sort of trotting slowly towards the player, but both the assistant and the referee have run over to Demudia, and hope he's okay, because he's lying motionless on the floor at the moment. It's going to be a long afternoon, Lee.
I didn't see where he got hit. I presume it's a face. Head.
Yeah, it's a foot got caught in the face, I think, yeah.
Just wondering, while we have some time, why don't we think about who we think is going to be next to be promoted to the first team?
It's a good question. Well, out of the team playing today, or out of the lads under 23 squad? Okay. I think Craig Ferguson's got to be pretty close, personally. Very impressed with him when he's played. Who do you think, Lee?
Well, I think, as I said, Craig Ferguson in the media centre just before the game. I think you probably know who I think. Yeah, I think he had a good game last week. He was tigerish in midfield. I think when he gets the opportunity, he's got a good strike on him as well. Obviously, it's a difficult position to play, centre midfield, when you step up from into the men's game. But I think he's got some of the skills necessary, and he's certainly worth a try. So I think he's probably quite close. Of the others, I think that we're progressively looking at them, and as time goes by, I think we'll get a chance to compare them against other players that may come into the squad. So I think those are the top three, the two we've signed, and Ferguson for me. And it's up to others to start knocking on the door in games like we got today. Competitive games that matter, where you lose today, you're out.
Thankfully, players up on his feet again, just walking around the touchline as Billericay come forward. Here's Balasani. It's Protic actually. Finds Drake. Here's Protic again. Ball given away. And number 4, Christopher Njoli, takes one in the nether regions, gives the ball away. Here's Balasani, tries a shot on turn again. It lacks power. It's not one to trouble the goalkeeper.
A powerful run there from Njoli, burst from defence with the ball, went past a couple of players, but his luck ran out when I think he ran into the third player, and his possession was picked up by Billericay, and again breaking quickly and not making the most of that chance.
Athletic back to their full complement of 11 players. Boateng clears downfield. Ricky pick it up again with Balasani. He's giving it away to Guerrero. There's another lovely ball out to that far side, and it's picked up there by the number 7, Ademadia. He gets one into a box, pulls it back, shot comes in, and it's a very good save by Shemshong, but it's turned in, and it's the number 10, Apayo, I think, who's on the end of that one.
Well, that all stemmed from Guerrero's ball from midfield, didn't it? Superb searching ball over into the far corner that was picked up by Ademadia. The pullback, it's the pullback that kills you. The pullback came back, it was picked up nicely by, I think it was Kone, who shot hard and low. Shamshon saved well, but there was Apayo, the old goal poacher himself, to finish off and put Newham into the lead. The man in form makes it 4 goals in the long Len Cordell trophy.
Goal coming in the 25th minute. Against a run of play, I'd say, but it just goes to show you've got to concentrate every second hit. And although Shamshung initially made a very good one-handed save, low down to his left, it was turned into quite an acute angle, wasn't it, as well, by Pyatt. Did very well.
I think where Newham have impressed me is their some of their passing, some of the longer passing, and that's not to say that they're a long ball team. They're certainly not. But what they've done is, when they've been pressed, you have to look for the longer ball to break that press, and they've used it very well, hitting the flanks with very good, accurate balls which have stretched Billericay, and they've got the forwards there that can finish these moves.
Billericay in a second quick free kick in succession.
Both Guerrero and Appiah have played excellent long balls earlier on in the game.
And it's taken short, and Majuri gives it away. And the ball played forward. It will be picked up by Nakombo. Got caught by Coney a couple of moments ago, but purely accidental. The two of them shook hands, and Nakombo's back to his feet again. The combo again pulling the strings for Billericay at the moment from the back. That's a poor ball. Lucky to get a second bite of it. Drake will turn it on to Basser, but Billericay's passing gone to shot in the last minute or two. Slide the ball forward again, and it comes out to Rui Carlos down on that left-hand side. Gets a decent-looking ball across the face of the penalty area. The pressure coming from the team in red at the moment. That's a late one there by Balasani, who's conceded the free kick. I think he knew it was a free kick. Second he played it because he looked round at the referee, and the whistle didn't immediately come because I think the referee was waiting to see if there's any advantage, and there wasn't. So,
well, the referee was right on top of that, wasn't he? He was 15 yards away. He had a good view of that one.
Guerrero will throw one in right-footed again towards the penalty spot. It's half clear by Drake and sliced by Rui Carlos behind goal. But
you can see the ball was coming over. Initially, I suspect it was looking for Njola, who'd come up from the centre-back position. Just went above him. And poor clearance from Billericay, but Newham couldn't make the most of that. You can see Newham look encouraged by that goal, don't they? There seems to be a bit more of a spring in their step, and certainly committing more players forward now.
I'd actually say Billericay's head seems to have dropped slightly. I think that's the difference here. As Botan gets that goal kick all wrong. Cesare squares it, but gives it away again to number 15 Bardi. He does well, gets it out to that left-hand side. It's picked up by goal scorer Appiah, takes it down towards the corner flag. Billericay eventually win the throwing off of Carlos. Another football will be called for. As the combo clears that one out onto the community pitch behind us here. Carlos with the throw. Basser gets a foot in there, it comes across again, and Shamshung catches it comfortably. Billericay will build from the back again. Here's Stratford on that left-hand side. Again, a poor ball though. He's looking for Majuri, got it all wrong. Major Hyatt knocks it forward. Bardi. Just wait to see what the referee's given here, because it's a foul against Stratford again, I think. Yeah,
the Billericay high press is evaporated now over the last 5 minutes, Chris. They're not They're not right on the Newham guys as they try and bring the ball out of defence anymore.
Bardi and Guerrero standing over this one. Bardi fancies this. I think Guerrero's going to probably swing it in. Whitefooty will see. That's Bardi. Stratford heads it away, and as far as Guerrero, Bardi again down to that byline. Will take it over that one. That's a goal kick to Billericay Town. Quite a well worked free kick that.
Yeah, Balasani did well to shepherd that one out as the Newham player tried to sneak in behind. And obviously we've seen what happens when they get in behind and put the ball back across goal.
Shamsham clears downfield. Headed on by Bassa.
Rui Carlos has taken a blow there. I think
He's got one in
referee
the
will
throat,
stop
hasn't
play.
he?
Yeah.
So what happens there is my eyes are actually off the incident. I sort of saw it out of the corner of my left eye, but he thinks he got elbowed in the throat. He's come to have a chat with the referee. No foul, said the referee. It's just an accidental clash. So Billericay will have a throw in on this right-hand side. James Drake will take the throw, finds Missouri, who chests it off to Bassa. Bassa's lost possession now, and Bardi will pick it up and play it to Cone. Now Bardi over the feet of Rio Crowhurst. No foul. Referee was ideally placed for that one. Crowhurst totally unfazed by all the appeals around him. Ginola. Bardi gives the ball away now. It's Balasani, and it's 3 against 3 for a second here. Protic lays it off to Missouri on that left-hand side, tries to put it across the face of goal. It's kept in play very, very well.
Yeah, carefully watched there from Njoli. He was right on that, preventing the ball going across the goal, and the Billericay player behind him just waiting to tap that one in, frustrated.
Reflection of last week, really. Billericay haven't had any corners at all in this first half so far. Only the one, actually, thanks to Athletic Newham. As it clears downfield. Could be a decent ball for Protic, who falls over his own laces, I think, there. He appealed for a free kick, but he wasn't touched. He went down very easily.
He was very isolated, Chris. He had 3 Newham players around him, bouncing ball as well. Even if he'd managed to get control of it, he had nobody to give it to. I think a tackle was impending as well. Do you think Billericay need to try and get players closer to Protic and link with him? Because what you're just seeing here is that he is looking quite isolated.
No, is that Christopher Njoli? He's gone down there. He kept that ball in, didn't he?
I think.
May have twisted something.
I think Newham have got a, it's a 3 at the back scenario here. So they're anything coming down the centre, they're able to close in on quite easily. Billericay haven't had much success down the wings, either wing at the moment.
Ajahai has gone over there. And he's limping towards that dugout. And it looks like a substitution is going to be made for the visitors. We've actually got boards up today, that's good. And coming on is Blessing Adoma. I think those boards are better than the digital scoreboards, to be honest. Nice and clear.
Yeah, I can see them very well from here. There was no confusion. Often with those digital boards, you're conflicted between a couple of different numbers, aren't you?
So Jack McIver-Hauser and Max Nandy warming up for Billericay. If the score stays like this, you'll see both of those in the second half, I would have thought. Billericay only with 3 substitutes.
Well, I would think Nandy probably needs to supplement the attack, because at the moment Newham look very comfortable just dealing with the single attacker and the attacking midfielders trying to get up and support him.
There's only been a couple of half efforts really by Billericay, haven't there? The tame effort by Balasani, which went straight into Boating's arms, and Bass with that early effort which blazed over a crossbar. But that's been about all. There's Drake, lays it back to Henry Lecombo. Effortless the way he plays those balls forward and out of defence. That time he found his keeper. Balasani loses possession. Billericay win it back again over there on that far side, and good covering there by Adimidia. He turns it back to Boating in the goal. Punts one upfield. And then Lecombo gives the ball away. That's a poor clearance that time by Henry Lecombo. And a good ball turned in towards Vardy, but it was watched by Shamshung. I think knew it was going to go out for a goal kick.
Great running from Vardy from midfield. No one was with him. I mean, if he'd managed to just get on the end of that ball, he would have had a very good opportunity there. Just a little bit too strong for him.
Balasani finds Stratford. Stratford decides to play it back. It's slightly overhit, but eventually finds James Drake. Drake will knock it forward. Balasani again plays it into Cesare. Now he's gone past Ichiobi and he falls to the floor. It's a goal kick.
Yeah, a little bit of width there from Billericay. Cesare managed to get the ball come through, but I mean he was muscled out of it by a bigger defender there, wasn't he? I think that was a fair tackle. I think he just used his body to guide him away from the ball.
Christopher Angelic with the shoulder charge, fair and square. Now there's a chance for Billericay here. As Procic finds Majuri, he's closed down quickly by the number 6, Blessings Adoma. Yeah, it's noticeable this afternoon. Mbambo's not seen anywhere near as much as the ball, or had that freedom on that left-hand side that he enjoyed last week against Stansted. He's on the ball now, clips it into the area. It's not a bad ball, but the keeper again very quickly off his line. Good goalkeeping. Makes it comfortably and bowls it out to Ichiobi. Guerrero finds Rui Carlos. Ichiobi again. Akinola fronts it forward for Kone. Shamshon will clear upfield. Johnny's there. A slightly wayward header gives the ball away. Asani does well, tries one from distance, but again straight into Wilkinson Boating's hands, and comfortable for the keeper, but that's what Billericay need to do. Again goes into the penalty area. Good ball across the face of goal as well, and very good ball had Shamshum wrong-footed there for a second. Rolled all across the face of the goal, went out for a throw-in, and the referee wants that retaken again for some reason. He pinched too much ground, I think, on that far side there, Marlon Stratford. The assistant just explaining where he wants the throw taken from.
It's very hard to find space on the wings, Chris, with Newham playing a wing-back system. So they've got one covering it. They've got the defensive midfielder.
Oh, there's a chance there. Sorry, Lee.
Yeah, no.
A real muck-up by Billericay Town. Playing the ball across the face of a goal is a no-no, as we all know. And very nearly a second there for Athletic Newham.
I'm going to say they've got the defensive midfielder coming across and one of the strikers cutting off the route from at the top of the pitch as well. So it's very difficult for Ipanga and Bambo to get into the game.
Guerrero sweeps it out to his left-hand side. Here's Itiobi. Coney just loses out there to Bassa. And Jolly again tidying up for Newham.
If you watch there, Chris, Protic didn't have a Billericay player within 30 yards of him. He's got no one to link with at all.
There's no support at all, is there? And there's a chance for the number 10. The combo's there again, and Apaya falls to the ground.
I definitely think the second half, it's going to have to be a more traditional front two.
Yeah, this just isn't working, is it? Billericay all at sea. Lucky not to be 2 down with that mishap a few moments ago, which came from that left-hand side. He needs to get a bit of composure, and the movement needs to be better further forward, and the passing needs to be better again. The ball given away. James Drake that time sliding one forward and only finding a red shirt. The keeper now knocks it high into the air. Stratford's underneath it with Bardi and got caught by the number 15. Free kick taken quickly. Billericay in search of his equaliser before half-time, which is a couple of minutes or so away. Here's Bassa into the box, but he's got very little support again. Turns it across the face of goal. It'll be cleared easily upfield, and Newham can counter. And now it's Billericay with tired legs trying to get back. As Athletic Newham, who have certainly grown into this game, look to take that advantage into half-time. That's a lovely turn by Coney again. He's done that 3 or 4 times, sets up Apaya, gets into the box, squares it. It took a deflection, and Shamshung watched it and got down well at his near post.
Yeah, it was good play there from Crowhurst to get back and take the sting out of that cross, because there was a lot of space over there on the far right-hand side, and striker got in.
Again, another ball forward in search of Marko Protic. He was all alone up there. And you're right, Lee, just the one target man is not working at all.
Well, we've seen enough games with Jake Robinson stuck on his own up front to know that you really do need 2 strikers to make an impression on the attacking third. Particularly with 3 centre backs there, it's very difficult for someone on their own against 3 centre backs.
Bassa finds Drake, who plays it over to that far side. Stratford finds Protic. He's lost out there quite easily, isn't he? Initially wins it back. Akinola was the man who gave it away now. And pick it up again fairly easily. It's all of red shirts there, coping very, very easily with his formation. And now knocking it around nicely as well. Guerrero's passing this half has been, I think, short of sensational. First intercepts for Billericay Town. Bambo is fouled. But a good battle developing there over on that far side between the 2 number 7s. Hassel under pressure, but the referee sees that as a push in the back as well, so Billericay get another free kick, taken from the wrong place, but nothing done about it this time.
I think Idikudi has quite impressed me in the first half. He took a couple of knocks, painful ones, still managed to pick himself up and was instrumental in the goal. And he's got forward very, very well. He's presented a lot of problems down the right-hand side for Billericay, and I think he's had a good first half so far.
Yeah, they started off fairly cautiously, didn't they? I'll say cautiously, it wasn't slow. It was Newham I'm talking about. But definitely, I mean, that goal's sort of brought them to life, really.
Yeah, I think Billericay have took the hands off of the throw a little bit because they were pressing very high. Newham couldn't get out of their half in the first 10 minutes, but since then, obviously, the energy levels have dropped a little bit as we've gone past the half hour, and Newham are having a little bit more liberty to play their game.
Combo had to watch that very well. Did a good job there. Here's Crowhurst. We're already into the 47th minute of this half so far. Still Billericay trail by that one goal. She scored in the 25th minute by Pyer for initial very good save by Shamshu. Couldn't do anything to stop a Pyer coming in at a tight angle and knocking it into the back of the net to give the visitors the lead. I think Rob and Dan can't wait for this half to end and they can get the players into that dressing room and settled and maybe try something slightly different in the second half, because this isn't working at all. Bambo.
Yeah, I would say at the moment, Chris, it's only one goal. It's not been a litany of chances that Newham have managed to fashion. There hasn't been a lot. Billericay themselves have had a couple of shots on goal, not really troubled the goalkeeper. So it's definitely salvageable with a couple of tactical adjustments. And we saw in the previous game against Stansted, what a difference can be made with a couple of tactical adjustments at half time.
Billericay will certainly not want to concede again before the interval. There's a chance they could get level here. Here's Potic and he shoots, and that's a good save with his legs by Boating, and that's probably the closest Billericay have come to a goal.
Well, that's the best chance of the game, I'd say, Chris, that Billericay have had. Just managed to work himself some room. Got a good sight to goal, and placement straight at the keeper, unfortunately. Good save though, with his legs.
Yeah, for a big man, he got down very well there. Here's Balisani, finds Protic again. Protic might be buoyed by that effort.
Yeah, he was out quickly, he closed down the angle very well.
Gabby just a bit out of sorts on that far side. That's the corner flags ripple in the wind here.
The ball for Billericay's really been mainly in central areas, Chris. I don't think necessarily that Billericay have been, it's going to now, have been searching out the wide players.
It's overhit by Balisani, that'll be a throw-in.
And when they have, obviously, there's just been a problem with the final pass.
3.5 minutes so far added on by Mr. Taylor, who looks at his assistants. He's going to call it here. He's just basically said to his assistant that he's going to blow his whistle. I think as soon as the ball comes back into play, that's it. Goes up to the halfway line. He's continuing for a moment.
That was a wild
one,
kick there from James Drake,
Yeah.
and he's lucky he missed Appiah.
Now, is that a push on Majura? That's not given. Looked like an arm on his shoulder. That is the final play of the first half, and Billericay will go in at the interval, goal down, Lee. Not the best of performances, to be fair.
No, it has been disappointing from Billericay. I don't think that they've really fired in the first half as they did against Stansted. I think Newham have Newham were under pressure to start with, but they've grown into the game. They put together some good passing. They look more likely to score as well with the front players. I think that whilst they haven't seen a lot of the ball, when they do get it, they do look particularly dangerous, particularly Appiah. So I think the Billericay have, they've got a bit to think about. It's not been a disastrous half. They have passed the ball reasonably well. I just think that the link between midfield and attack just hasn't been there, and that needs to be reworked. And if they can potentially try and get the wide players more into the game, that's the way that you get behind a three-man defence, by going wide and getting some crosses in. I think we may well need to see Max Nandy pretty quickly to give a bit more opportunity up front for the two players to get into the game.
Well, we're going to have a little break for about 5 or 10 minutes, but it's certainly Athletic Newham who will go in the Appiah of the two sides at the interval. So, 1-0 to the visitors, and we'll be back with you in about 5 minutes' time.
newer guys warming up. Normally you get both sides warming up. Max Nandy's out warming up. He might be fine. Yeah, Max is always straight on. He had to be coming on. There's no way you can like they were. Well, I'm not cold. I just feel the wind cold. Yeah.
Just check if that's working. Yep. Oh, I wouldn't leave your drink early. Ooh. Welcome back to New Lodge.
There's no accident.
Just getting ourselves ready for the start of the second half. No sign of any of the Billericay team or the Newham team coming out onto the pitch so far. But one noticeable thing is Max Nandy's out there with Louis Dunwell and Jack McIver-Hauser. And Max Nandy is actually fully stripped. So we might see his introduction at the start of his second half. Billericay Town players just coming out onto the pitch now. Yes, mine is too. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll just leave it. We're not going to use it. Yeah? To be honest, I think it already is, but I don't. If Southend don't win it, it's Scudthorpe. They are. They're 1 point above. So you've got Southend with 42, Grimsby 43, Scunthorpe and Colchester 48. And there's 3 games left. That's based on the scores of today that they've got at the moment.
Now I can't see John Cesare out there. Oh, is he? No, I can't see John Cesare out there. So he's not there. So I think that Max Nandy's going to come on for him. So it will be your 2 up front.
Yeah, I expect they go 4-4-2 instead of what was. Well, it was a 4-3-3, but it was more like 4-5-1 the way that it was played.
So the other substitutes, Jack McIver-Hauser and Louis Dunwell. We know Louis quite well. I know Louis quite well because he travelled down in the car with us when we went to Eastbourne for that first team game, which we eventually lost 4-2 after being 2-1 up after 78 minutes. So look forward to seeing him when he gets on, if he gets on. It's probable he'll get a chance in this game as the further things progress. Lee, are you surprised for the fact we only had 3 substitutes, given the fact we might have extra time and penalties as well?
I think looking at it, I did expect to see more subs, but I guess you can only put what you've got. But you're right. I mean, if it does go to extra time and you need to change some people around, then it leaves you a little bit short of options.
What do you mean? Oh, right, yeah. 9:15.
Yeah, it's just Ash confirming the Cesare off and Max Nandy on for the second half. So I think a positive change, Chris. That should give us a little bit more of a threat up front, and hopefully that will give Newham a little bit more to think about in the second half, because let's face it, they need a little bit more to think about if we're going to get anything out of this game.
Cesare, I mean, he's got the pace, hasn't he? Probably more pace than Nandy.
And Jolie's been sat in his armchair with his slippers on in the first half. He's been very, very comfortable dealing with everything that's come his way, and hopefully Max Nandy will give him a few more problems.
Yeah, Newham certainly, for a team as young as they are, as you said, formed about 6 years ago, certainly on the up. Don't look out of place at all. Far from it. Very well organised. What we need is another couple of Gabby specials. He's down below us at the moment, waiting for the officials to come out. Referee Brian Taylor just approaching the centre circle now.
One thing we've had this game and the last game, Chris, I would say, is perfect weather conditions.
Yeah, it's not, not where we are.
No, I'm talking about
it
for the players. I mean, the pitch is bathed in sunlight. There's not too much breeze there to distort the travelling of the football. And yeah, I think the substitute's just coming on formally now, is being announced. Unlike Newham, we don't seem to have the nice boards, but at least we know the players. Ash very kindly came over and told us the substitution, so we're up to speed with everything that's going on. So now you are.
Real combo out to Jamie Drake. Got a taste of first team action under Jamie O'Hara, didn't he, in those friendlies?
Yeah, I think Rio Crowhurst had a brief appearance as well under Jamie O'Hara, so he's had a little bit of first team action too. The Billericay Town centre back that we're seeing here.
Yeah, ball given away again. It's onside. There's a chance here for Kone, and it's a good save by Shamshin with his feet. Kone really should have done better with that, I would have thought.
It was a lovely ball, I think, from Guerrero, played between the two Billericay centre-backs. Kone reacted quickest, managed to get beyond the Billericay defensive line, and Shamshin, outstretched leg, saved Billericay from going 2-0 down there.
Yeah, it all became because Stratford and Gabby were on the wrong wavelength with a pass. And ball given away now, and Jolly's down. Looked to be in a bit of pain, but he's shaking it off very quickly as Majuri falls himself there and loses possession.
Yeah, and Jolly just touching his back there. I think he's probably
tweaked something.
Yeah.
And the combo battling away with Rui Carlos down that far side, and the ball's gone out for a goal kick to Billericay Town. He seems to be moving okay, Christopher and Jolly, which is good to see from his perspective. We'll keep an eye on him. And that's a foul, is it? The referee always play on there. Project looked to have fouled the athletic player, but it's cleared downfield only as far as Majuri. Majuri to Project, and then Ricky give the ball away again over on that far side of the pitch as Newham come forward. Guerrero. Doma. Billericay hesitant to close down the athletic player, just standing there and giving him all the room he wants really, and he finds another lovely pass. And the two number 7s will battle it out again. Well, that looked like an obstruction to me. The linesman didn't give anything. Maybe the ball was played too far ahead of Adamadir. Guerrero. The ball turned on. It's gone again, but interception by Lacombe was vital. He just got a foot to it. But Billericay again, giving the ball away. Here's Bardi. Lays it back to Adoma, and a shot will come in by Guerrero. And eventually, it's a relief for Billericay. Shamsham will come out and collect the ball. They seem to go to pieces, especially down his left-hand side as well. Every time that ball comes anywhere near here, they're in a bit of trouble. Ball over the top this time. Drake, and then eventually a shot will come in. That's easy for Shamsham. He's in a bit of a hurry to clear it downfield. Over the head of Missouri it goes. It's picked up by Chiomi, and then there's a foul on Mauricio
careless
Carlos.
foot there from Drake. It's a clear foul. It'd be a free kick to Newham.
Alex Lang, of course, played so well in that position last week. Set up Missouri. He's not in the team today for injury. Guerrero floats one into the box. It's covered by Stratford, who heads down and away. Here's Drake, and he'll play a ball forward, looking for Gabby, but Adamadir's there again, and Adamadir turns Gabby. He's got past him as well, and Stratford this time straight across Adamadir. Now that looked a clear foul to me, and the referee hasn't given anything. It looked a clear obstruction. Marlon will say it's a good physical challenge. Showed his strength. No foul there either as Missouri went down, and then the referee thought long and hard about it. Do you think his whistle's not working, Lee?
I'm not sure. One of the things I was thinking about was with Newham, they appear a very well disciplined side, because they have been on the end of a few challenges that, you know, could cause them to lose their temper.
There's another poor ball again by Billericay, and there's a chance here, and a shot comes in. It's completely mistimed by Appiah, who I think was in two minds what to do with that ball, and it ended up flicking it over the bar. Poor finish.
And I was just thinking of the Stansted game, Chris, where tempers did become a little bit frayed. I do think that was a joint effort there. I think both sides were getting a little bit frustrated, but Newham, you know, they're not reacting to any of these challenges.
All turned on by Nandi, but Njoli's there, and he's well, the ball's gone out of play. It's a throw into Newham. Missouri seems to be a bit surprised about. Official's quite strict in getting the throw taken from a correct place.
Billericay have definitely got more attacking intent, Chris. I mean, when you see them get the ball, there's three up now. You can see Mbambo's a lot more advanced. So they've definitely got attacking options. They just need to get hold of the ball in midfield and use them.
Completely mistimed by Adamadir. Stratford will take the throw in. Throws it long, and he finds the head of Akinola. Bamboo. Adamadir puts it out of play.
I think Mbambo's took a knock there.
Yeah, he's just stretching on the fence
Yeah, he looks like he's pulled a muscle. His laces have come undone again.
Foul there on Protic. He did actually say the defender was all over him, and he was. The arms were down. And Billericay have a free kick in a promising position, Lee. They're going to have to get players forward for this one, aren't we? It's Banasani who's standing over the ball. At right hand side, Drake carries it up to the edge of the penalty area, knocks it forward. Protic squares it. Drake went for the follow up and then took out Guerrero. That'll be a free kick to the visitors. Played already nearly 10 minutes of this second half.
Good advance there from Drake, came forward well, linked with Protic, got the ball back, and unfortunately couldn't make more of it, and it's back with Newham.
Yeah, Protic just being spoken to by Mr. Taylor. He's spoken out of turn 2 or 3 times, and the referees just say no more. I'm glad referees use sign language.
I hope Mbambo doesn't end up going clear on goal and trip over his laces after the referee's already told him to do his laces
Well,
up.
it's undone again.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's about 3 times now this half. Must be those trick ones. A bit like the candles, birthday candles you can't blow out. He's got laces you can't tie up.
Yeah. Can you get Velcro football boots?
It's a good looking ball forward to Cohn again. He's onside and he'll try one which ends up in Bluntswall Road. Yeah, Louis Dunwell's coming on and Gabby's coming off by the looks of it. He's trotting over to the... so you're not going to see him trip over his laces, Lee, unless he does it on the way to the dugout, and they're going to use Niam Majure over this side. In his place, he's come over to the left. And, Louis will just sit in the centre of midfield, I would have thought. Gabby's been fairly out of sorts, hasn't he, this afternoon? See who takes the captain's armband, if there is one. In fact, Louis Armstrong, it's Louis Dunwell's taken the armband. Just knocks it out into touch. Doma, just again, it's knocked forward again. Looking for it on He's being marshalled fairly well there between Crowhurst and Combo. Combo switches play from the right over to this left. Crowhurst finds Stratford back to Crowhurst looks to run forward. Nandy, but gets it all wrong. Coney again. Dunwell with a half-hearted challenge, shall we say there?
Yeah, nice bit of skill there from Appiah, wasn't it? Took it away from 2 players.
Ball into the box. It's looking
Nifty footwork.
Rui Carlos, and Billericay will concede the second corner of the game, both of which have gone to visitors.
Billericay have made their 2 changes, so it'll be interesting to see what impact that has on the game. I think they still need to get hold of the ball a little bit so they can feed those 2 strikers.
Itiobi going forward. His corner makes a late run into the box. It calls in. Shamshun watched it carefully. Got punched it, didn't get much distance. This is Coney. He's being tackled by Crowhurst. He goes past Crowhurst. Crowhurst actually gave him a little tug there as well. Adam Adair will win the third corner of the game, and he took a knock for his troubles as Marlon Stratford went in. Ricky being caught a little bit flat-footedly at times, especially in the first third of the field, the Athletic final third of the field.
I think Athletic are very good in transition. They get the ball forward quickly to their strikers, and they have caused problems. Billy Ricky finding it difficult to get hold of the ball at the moment.
Adam Adair just suffering from a touch of cramp.
I think he's going to ache in the morning. He's got bruises everywhere, this guy. He's taken quite a few knocks today. He's delivered a very good game, but yeah, he certainly put himself about a bit and ended up getting several knocks during the course of the game. Committed player.
Made full recovery.
Quite a poor corner there, Chris. That was an easy one for the near poster.
There's a chance now. It's a substitute got involved there, and yet another corner is one. We've had a glut of corners, 3 corners in a row.
Always got to beat the first man on a corner. That's the golden rule.
He'll say the wind was in his face. It is blowing against him,
but Newham
it was
hasn't
a
got
poor
anyone
effort.
attacking the near post. You know, when you play a corner like that.
We've got one attacking the back post, and that was Rui Carlos there, going close. Drake intercepts for Billericay. Hassani knocks it forward to Nandi. Nandi out wide to Drake. He'll get a decent crossing, but there's no one really there in that position for Billericay. Missouri was up there. Protic was making a late attempt to get in there, but
Drake's getting forward a lot more this half than he did in the first half, isn't he? He's linking up with attack and getting a few crosses in.
Yeah, we didn't see him at all in the first half really get forward, did we? It's slightly more advanced.
Missouri looks a bit more advanced as well. If you look at his positioning there, he's almost alongside Protic.
That's a good ball by Max Nandi to Basser on that far side. Basser puts the ball in, his Missouri takes it down. He's crowded out by Athletic players. Still has the ball, plays it across the face of a goal. Protic took time, he shoots, and that was actually a good save by the keeper because it came through the legs of the Athletic player there, and he saw it late. And he got a very good hand to it, and again got down very well.
I think Missouri, for me, Chris, you've got to use him in forward areas. He's very, very skillful. He can go past the player. He's got lovely feet, and you know, once you get him in the box and on the ball, he's a very tricky player. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, he had 3 players on him there. He still managed to work a way through and get that ball across to Protic.
Now we've got player down again here for Newham. It's cramp again, I think.
Isaiah Moodia again.
Yeah.
I think maybe we might be looking for a substitution here because he does appear to be in need of attention every couple of minutes. There's no movement on the bench though, I don't think.
No, they're warming substitutes.
Oh, they're warming up
yeah.
down the other side, aren't they?
Yeah, he's really struggling. Adam Adair.
He's covered a lot of ground today, Chris. I mean, he's been playing in a sort of wing-back role, and he's been getting forward well, getting back when he's needed to. He's covered a lot of the pitch.
Now the physio is actually using it looks like, I thought it was a hairdryer first. So what's he doing? It's actually some sort of vibrating, massaging thing on the back of the back of the calf, and going up from the ankle up to his knee area, and he's in a lot of pain. It's a massage gun, according to Ben.
I've not seen one of those before.
Vibrates.
Oh, we got those, Ben?
I've got one in my loft, but it's not quite like that. Mine's infrared as well, so
I think you just have to ask
this does
Nigel
the
Harrod
same
to
job.
warm his hands up for the first team.
Physio's in danger of tripping up over the handle of the case he's carrying it. It's dangling precariously close to his feet as he's leading Artemadier off pitch. They're going to call their substitute back. We'll have to wait and see because it's taken a very, very long time to leave the field, but it's perhaps a horrible thing. As most of us know. No. Excuse me. They'll be down to 10 men then whilst this corner's being taken. It doesn't look like he's going off yet. We'll see. That's a better corner towards the back post, and it's just dropped onto the top of the net. It went over Shamshik. Reminiscent of Stansted corners last week. Several of those got precariously close to the top corner. Billericay needs to make this advantage count, but he's already back on the pitch, so that advantage has gone. Dunwell just getting in the way of that pass by Manisani. And then a very, very poor ball by Drake. And
Bardi's got him behind.
He's got him behind, and he's got the wrong side of Stratford there, and didn't make it count. Puts the ball wide. And it looks like Billericay will throw Jack McIver-Hauser on in a minute. He's just having a chat there with Rob Dowman. The combo knocks the ball forward to Andy now. Here's a chance. As he got in between the two players, there's a Protic and an effort from Bassa. Now, was it handball by the keeper? The referee was there, said no. A couple of Billericay Town players protested.
It was a half-hearted appeal, Chris. I think it hit him in the chest.
Would have been interesting because it was a goalkeeper lead.
No, I know. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't hit his hand. Can't miss him, as you say, in the orange top, Chris.
Comes into the box again. Close down there, Monsieur who wins the ball, but nobody following up for Billericay. Athletic were complaining for a free kick, and the manager shouting play for the whistle. It's getting a bit noisy over that far side of the pitch at the moment as the ball's kicked out into touch again, and it'll be another throw-in, and we're going to bring Jack McIver-Hauser on now. Interesting to see where he's going to fit now.
He's generally midfield, isn't he?
It's Protic who's going off by the look at it. So Protic is off at the halfway point in the second half. So Billericay using all three of their substitutes with a quarter of a game remaining. Hit long and be picked up by Shamsham. He slices his drop kick. Won't even reach a halfway line, that one. There's a foul by the number 18, Rui Carlos, and Bassa. Billericay will have a free kick just inside their own half. It's played back to Lecombo. He's done well. To Drake. Drake will get a good crossfield ball, slightly behind Marlon Stratford. He had to wait for it to come to him, but there's an acres of space, so there's no problem. It's gone back to Drake on that right hand side. Drake will clip it towards the edge of the penalty area. It's cleared. Middle. There's only one Billericay Town player in the box, two now, but they've given the ball away, and here's Coney on that far side. Cordell in vain tries to get the ball. Coney still has possession down by the corner flag, and that's a great tackle by Basser.
Looks to me, Chris, that McIver Howes has gone into defensive midfield to play alongside Louis Dunwell as the two sort of holding players, and Balassani's been given a bit more licence to get forward from attacking midfield, so he's going to try and join up with Max Nandy as often as possible alongside Missourier as well.
Carlos with the throw. He turns it on. There's a chance here at the back post for Bardi. He's just gone over his head and he'll pick it up. One-eyed Medea, who's recovered from his cramp. And then Basser completely miskicks it. Chiobi lays it out. It's crossed into the box and Blurick will clear. Dunwell finds Missouri. And Missouri first time ball. That's a good ball up to Max Nandy. And Nandy will take on Christopher Njoli. And Christopher Njoli again. It's a mountain in that defence. Tackles Nandy. Still not cleared though as Marlon Stratford slides it forward. That's a lot to ask for Balassani. And
yeah, good intervention there from Jolly. I think that was his biggest test, Chris, because he got spun, the ball was behind him, very quick striker, and he still managed to get his foot in and get across to that ball.
And thumped down the pitch again by Athletic. It's going to go out of play below us it. Athletic will have a throw in. Ball thrown forward. It's Bardi. Squares it. Higher can't do anything with it. Baluriki get the ball forward, but that man there again, and Jolly.
Oh, he's been excellent this afternoon,
Superb.
and Jolly, hasn't he?
Absolutely superb.
No one's got past him.
Combo just slipped there as he tried to keep the ball in play. He'll go for a throw into Baluriki down in that corner. Tries Dunwell back to Lukombo. Lukombo upfield, Nandy underneath it, but heads it straight up into the air. Basser puts it into touch on the halfway line. It's a throw which Rui Carlos leaves for Louis Intobi. Stratford turns it inside to Hauser. He finds Louis Dunwell. Tries to play the 1-2 there with Asani. Some meaty tackles coming in there. Dunwell gets across into a box. Nandy's in there, clashes with the keeper. The keeper's taken a blow there and he's rolling around as if he's been hit by a sniper.
I don't know. I mean, it's his landing, Chris. I think he's landed awkwardly. He does appear in a lot of pain.
He shouted
Yeah.
immediately, didn't he? As soon as he clashed with Max Nandy there.
I think Boateng might be in a bit of trouble here. I mean, it was a fantastic ball in. It's one of those balls that the strikers will pursue. You know, it was coming in front of him. Keeper got there. I don't think necessarily that the impact with the striker was that heavy, but I think it's the way he fell, and I think he may have twisted his knee. He's certainly in a lot of pain.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, we think he got it in the midriff. We'll see. He's not going to get his vibrating tool out for that, is he? We shall wait and see. He's just stretching his legs. So what's he going in his bag for now? Magic spray's coming out. There will be some people who are saying, you know, it's a bit time wasting, but Derry Milk it, the referee will book him, so I think it's genuine.
Vizio's been busy this afternoon.
He has, yeah. I don't think he's going to be any worse for wear. He's got cramp as well now, the keeper, by the looks of it. It's, having a full MOT and service while he's down there, isn't he? He gets back to his feet and he's okay.
Oh, that's good to see. He's fit and well and able to continue.
Max Nandy was fine, by the way, after that challenge. Free kick's been awarded, not sure how. The keeper takes it, Lacombo completely missed kicks. Got stuck under his foot for a second there. Coney just shrugs off the challenger, done well, runs into the area, gets it across the face of the goal. It's turned behind. And another corner to the visitors. Atletico now winning 6-0 on that count.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said corners have been a rare commodity for Billericay. As I say, we only had one against Stansted and not yet broken the duck in this match.
What can Guerrero do with this kick? His last one ended up on top of the net. This is a much better corner and a header comes in by Coney and it's a goal kick. Got the header all wrong really. I wondered if it actually came off the back of his back.
Yeah, it was a good delivery there. I think the delivery on the corners has been a little bit variable. I mean, I think in contrast with Stansted last week, Stansted were completely on the button in their corner delivery.
Shamshun, his kick wasn't the best. It's floated out into touch. "14 minutes of the game left." Somebody shouting out the last 20. The last 25, the amount of added on time we could get.
There's still plenty of time, Chris. Billericay can get themselves back into this game. It's only one goal.
Maybe start thinking about throwing all hands on deck. It's another clearance. The ball's at the wrong end of the pitch at the moment, and
I think you get into the last 10 minutes, they will have to push more players forward, and there will be potentially gaps at the back.
Officially, there's only 13.5 minutes left of this game.
Well, we've seen all the changes. Billericay have made 3 changes. As we know, they only had 3 substitutes, so that is what we have.
Kevin Watson still standing by that floodlight behind the dugout there. If anybody's impressed him this afternoon.
Most of these players are in training. I think he sees them twice a week, so he's probably got a very good idea of how they play. Obviously, match situations are valuable in terms of assessing players as well. I was at training on Thursday night, Chris. There are 19 players there, so
it's almost as much
looks a full-size squad.
What's going on? Walking football starts on Monday evening this week.
Yeah, 42 apparently had turned up at the last walking football, so that was their largest attendance ever.
Guerrero finds Coney again. Coney will look for Bardi. Ball clips off the feet of Rio Crowhurst, goes out for throwing. Atletico holding 3 back. Goes past Stratford again, who's looking a little bit laboured. Will try and build down that right hand side now as Lacombo comes forward over the halfway line. Slides it to Nandy. Nandy turned it on, looking for Basser, but the ball way ahead of him goes out of play in front of a BTFC live radio advertising hoarding. Throw taken away far side. Yeah. Chase for Stratford here. He's going to lose out to Ida Medea.
Looks like he's recovered from cramp.
He has. Stratford eventually gets a foot in, turns it out. Oh, I'm not sure. Lee just rolled his socks down and he's limping a bit now.
That was quite a sprint. He must have ran about 40 yards.
Referee's telling him to get a move up. Ida Medea takes a throw. Coney takes it on his chest. It's
Hit the combo.
came in from the dome up. It's Guerrero again. He turns it back to his keeper who's come out of his area. It's a decent ball downfield. Stratford and Ida Medea combining there and clashing, and Nandy, was he pulled down there? I think he was losing his footing anyway. He's on the way down, and then Jolly did have a hand on his shoulder, but it wasn't enough to cause for fault. I think he just lost his balance there, Nandy. There's a chance again. Combo's behind it for Billericay. Turn it into the Harry Parker stand, as it's still called at this moment in time.
That's what it says on there. It's nice to see a few boards going up, Chris, advertising around the perimeter. I know Nicky Hayes has been announcing more and more companies this week and last week taking a board and supporting the club, which is good to see.
Yeah, if you're a local business listening in, or if you know of a local business, it's not expensive to advertise here. It's every little bit helps. And as I said, I had a chat with a local business yesterday. I just happened to be passing, and we were talking about the football, and told them about the advertising, and they're really interested. So
yeah, a lot of games are streamed now as well, aren't they, Chris?
Exactly.
So even if the crowds aren't in, and they will be in May, there's plenty of exposure there.
2 weeks and 2 days we're allowed back in. Not what I'm counting. And Mazur picks the ball up for Billericay just inside the Athletic Newham half on the right hand side. Now it comes over to the left, and Dunwell. And Stratford up with him. Took the wrong option there, Louis Dunwell. Played it into Balasani. Played it to his left, and he was going to his right. And Athletic will put up position again. And Balasani will foul Ida Medea, who's holding his knee this time. Don't think the referee's interested anymore. And his teammates thump the ball forward. He really is in the wars this afternoon. That's a good play down that left by Newham. The combo's there watching again. The referee's seen something. It's an offside.
It was a very quick offside, yeah.
I think the game's been officiated perfectly this afternoon by Mr. Taylor, Mr. Wheaton and Mr. Conway.
I think he's been played in a good spirit, Chris. I don't think any players have given him too many problems.
No, it has been good. We've seen handshakes after tackles and fouls, which are unintentional, apparently.
There haven't been any bad fouls.
No.
I mean, there've been, a little bit of physical challenges, which is normal, which you get, but none of them have strayed beyond the line, in my opinion. We haven't even seen any yellow cards.
Our Essex League officials here at the ground this afternoon. Kevin Watson having a chat. This is all experience for these lads. Obviously would like a win, but there's trouble there.
Oh, Shamshun got left really short with that pass there. He was alert to it, just managed to get out to foil Kone, who was thinking he might have the second goal.
There was certainly trouble for him, and he dealt with it very well. Louis Shamshun. It pays to be alert at all times when you're a goalkeeper. There's a couple of times this afternoon Billericay have almost conceded goals by playing silly little balls really across the face of their own goal and just not looking up to see who's there.
No, I mean that's disappointing to concede possession like that, Chris. You know, you fought hard to get the ball back. You're in your own half, and then it's a very wayward ball that gives no attacking player any chance of getting on the end of it, and that's probably been the story of much of the game and why Billericay haven't been able to fashion any better chances. The final ball's just been off.
Well, a second goal now will be the end of it, because Billericay have had one or two, I'd call them no more than half chances in this match. And the second goal for Athletic would have killed them off. Now, Bardi gets ball through to Kone, and this could be a second here, but it's just played. Appiah was running in on that left, and it was just played too far in front of him.
Yeah, again, it's that ball between the two centre-backs and Kone running through. I actually think he should have gone for goal himself. I think he unselfish there, but obviously he got the pass a little bit too strong. I thought he had a sight of goal himself if he'd wanted it.
Yeah, the pass was probably the best option, but he got it all wrong. That's Guerrero. Lets it go, and then complete miskick there by Kone, and Billericay can come forward. Majuri tries to find Gandhi. Majuri again. He stood out, hasn't he, this afternoon? He's the best player on this pitch by a country mile.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Lastly for his Billericay Town man of the match, which is going to be quite difficult, I think.
Well, if I was giving man of the match out for either side, then I'd certainly pick Unjoli.
Ida Madeira's gone down again, clutching his right calf in front of us here at the moment. As the ball comes across now, here's Stratford. There's a chance for Billericay to equalise. Oh, and is it hit it? Oh, what a save that is by the keeper, who's turned it onto the bar. Stratford must have thought he'd scored.
Well, Stratford had a golden chance there, didn't he? It was fantastically found the back of the area, and Stratford, up from left back, great play from him to get himself into that position, and unfortunately, goalkeeper managed to get his hands up and agonisingly bounced down on the line and out.
Ida Madeira's down again here. The referee, if that had gone in, there would have been extra time. I think he's probably going to play about 30 minutes added on for the amount of injuries we've had. Reminds me of Billy Sedgwick, the walking football organiser, this referee. Just look at him quickly. It's a game that hasn't really ebbed and flowed, Ben. It's
the referee just assuring Stratford that the time will be added on for the regular interruptions for Ida Moody's injury. I think this might be the last time on Armudia, because he's looking more pained than usual, shall we say.
Let's just have a little chat about Wilkinson Boateng's save there. I mean, fair enough, it was almost hit straight at him, but he did well to get that onto the bar, I think. Stratford must have thought he'd scored. The ball definitely didn't cross the line.
I think one thing that you notice with him is he's a very big guy, isn't he? I mean, he's pretty tall. Look, if you look at him against the goalkeeper, against the referee there, he dwarfs the referee. Now, I don't know how tall the referee is, but he's certainly probably the tallest guy on the pitch, and he got out very quickly, narrowed the angle, and Stratford obviously hit it hard, but unfortunately its direction was too close to the goalkeeper, and he pushed it up onto the bar. But still
Do you think
encouraging
he
that
snatched at a
Billericay.
chance? Could he have taken it down and made certain, or did
I
he
think
have
you've
to
got to
hit it?
bear in mind it's a left back as well. I mean, I think he did very well to get himself into that position, and you want your players to score from there, particularly when you're one down with not very many minutes to go. But I think we've got to credit the goalkeeper on that occasion.
Well, the clock says 44 minutes 30 seconds behind us. It's a kitchen sink now, but McIver Hauser can't keep the ball in play, and possession again will be given to the opposition.
I think it's one of those chances, Chris, where when you get it and you don't score, it does flash through your mind in the evening after the game of whether you could have scored or not.
Now here's Koenig into the area. He could wrap it up here, hits the side netting. And goal kick to Billericay. And now Henrik Lecombo's taken a blow, and he's slowly getting up to his... oh no, he's... yeah, he's okay, but he's hobbling.
So was that Stratford the last chance? You know, you always get one, or is there just one more that we can fashion in added time?
They can see, because Coney's on the ball again, plays it out wide. There's a substitute on here. James Purden's come on. Our dear friend Jeff Heidemadere has finally succumbed. He walks slowly round the outside of the pitch, so Purden on. The remaining few minutes of any time that Mr. Taylor adds on for injuries, which should be considerable. Heidemadere himself has probably used up 20 minutes. Into the box from the corner. Shot comes in from a Pyatt. It's well wide. Goal kick holds up in the breeze. It's flicked on and then turned forward. Lecombo will cover for Billericay Town. He slips under pressure from Koenig. He's done very well there. Lecombo again, trying to get the ball off the tall centre forward, but he's done very well there, Koenig. Wins a throw-in as well, down by the corner flag. Now Billericay Town got to go out of the Cordell Memorial Cup at the first knockout stage. Kone tackled by Basser, but hands onto the ball. Majuri wins it back, plays it upfield to Nandi. Nandi only has Bassani up with him at the moment. His possession, Basser wins it back. Nandi again. Is he fouled there? Yes, he was. Now the referee's pulling a player over to him. Don't tell me this is going to be the first booking of the game. Indeed, it is. I think it's Etiopi who's going into book, is it? Or maybe no, it's Rui Carlos. Rui Carlos was called back.
The referee's just proving he didn't forget his cards.
Just took the words out of my mouth, Luke.
Not that he's had any reason to use them before now, to be fair to him.
We'll sweep one into the box. Not many players up there as far forward as Billericay Town would have wanted. The keeper comes and collects very well. You would have probably thought at this stage they would have piled players into the box there, Billericay, but they didn't. Naivety. McIver Hauser wins it in the air, and then Crowhurst puts it out of play. It's another throw-in. You need to make the most of those opportunities, Lee, don't you? 4 minutes into added on time, and
Well, if you don't, it'll be your last game
yeah.
for a little while.
There's a chance here, and a shot comes in, and it was saved well by Shamshu.
Yeah, it was a domer, right-footed shot, quite close to Shamshung, but he did well and got it out.
He's made a couple of good saves this afternoon. I mean, that one which unfortunately led to the first goal would have been a cracking save on any other occasion. Just fell to a wrong player. Bit of fisticuffs in the bottom corner as Athletic Newham player holds onto the ball, and the Billericay Town player's trying to get it out of his hands. And it gets a bit silly for a couple of seconds. Here's Dunwell. Hardy wins it, but the ball falls to Mackay Hauser. Mackay Hauser to Missouri, who slides the ball up to Bassa. Nandy's in the box. It's a poor crossfire and comfortably held by Wilkinson Boateng. This is possibly the last competitive game of the season. As Combs felt he was held as he was going through there. Neither a referee or his assistant saw anything wrong. Good play this by Newham. They're closing the Billericay Town players down, and that's a foul which hasn't been given. It's Crowhurst pulled the number 6 down there. Here's Coney again, looks very lively. Lacombe steps across him. Referee says no penalty. Coney thumps the ground in despair, and Billericay will try and have one last gasp as they bring the ball forward again. Dunwell runs towards the halfway line and overhits it. It's a pass looking for Nandy. It's way overstruck, and Wilkinson Boateng clings onto the ball. I'm going to ask you for your man of the match now, Lee, for Billericay. It's a tough one, I know.
Yeah, I think the best player for Billericay's probably been. I mean, it's difficult to pick one, so I'll pick Balisani. I think he's been pretty good. He's put some passes in. He's always been involved. He's tried to get forward. On what is a frustrating afternoon for Billericay, I think he's probably been one of the better players.
Now can they pull a rabbit out of the hat here as Missouri's forced wide and goes down easily under the tackle of Apaya. Missouri tries to win it back. There's a Toby.
I think Missouri has had a much better game in the second half, being pushed forward further. I think that to get the best from him, I think if he'd been pushed forward from the start, you know, he would have been a contender as well, because I think he's very skillful player, has something that some of the others don't have. In terms of his ability to beat a man and cause problems in the box. Unfortunately, we haven't seen that on many occasions this afternoon.
Coney's caused all sorts of problems for the Billericay Town defence in the second half of this game.
Yeah, I think Newham could have been more than one, really. I think they've had enough chances.
Now 3 Billericay Town players gang up there on the number 6, but that, I'm afraid, is fact. The referee's blown his whistle. Billericay Town go out of the Essex Senior League Cup, the Cordell Memorial Cup, by a goal to nil. And that goal coming in the 25th minute from Apaya after a terrific one-handed save by Louis Shamshu. The ball just rebounded out at an acute angle and he tucked it home. Disappointingly.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, there was a lot hanging on this game in terms of progressing through to the next round, and I think for Billericay to have had, you know, so few real attacking chances, and you know, the first half I think they were quite lightweight up front. Didn't really catch fire in the second half either in terms of chasing that goal, and yeah, disappointing end to the game, but more experience for the 23s in a competitive game against the men's team. So hopefully they'll take something from that.
Well, congratulations to Athletic Newham progressing to the next round. The season comes to a halt now for Billericay. I think we might have some friendlies and stuff lined up soon so the fans can get into the ground. But thank you for tuning in, those of you who have this afternoon. And from Lee, myself and Ben, it's goodbye from New Lodge.
Goodbye.